put in one.
This is their mics. This is their mics. So these are the wireless skip mics. These are your headset mics. Each headset is these are your ambient mics. Generally leave these here.
Check, check. Okay, here we go.
Oh, you want me to talk? Yes, check.
And we're broadcasting. So good day. Welcome to Potomac Curling Club, the Francis Dykes Memorial Women's 5 and Under Bonspiel.
That'd be the Childs here.
Childs, I'm sorry. This is the Childs 5 and Under. And currently we have the Plainfield Celtic Curling Chicks, skipped by Deborah Martin. Vice, Kathleen Belchner. Second, Charlotte Clark. In the lead, Beverly Weidman. They'll be playing Bucks County with Monica Lynn as skip, Amy Mensch as the vice, Julie Jadlowski as their second, and Martha O'Connor as their first. Both of these teams are coming off a win in their first draw and are moving forward in the first event. Fifth draw of the week, and so far it's been a very successful event. Everyone's having a good time, and we're looking forward to some good curling here. The hammer was won by toss, and that went to the Celtic Curling Chicks. So we're seeing the second stone for the lead rock. Martha's throwing here for, Charlotte Clark's throwing for the Celtic Curling Chicks. So the ice has been relatively quick today, and you can see as they're throwing, it's gone a little bit long. So they're struggling to get up to weight here, push it down here. Bucks County is throwing. This is going to be the second rock for Martha.
Looks like they're just trying to get around that corner guard they put up earlier.
And if they punch it back in, they're going to be doing some work. We've had a lot of close games here in the event. They've doubled up that corner guard to make it even more effective. And it looks like it's ready to go in.
And yellow will chase them down and try to be the first team with a rock in the house.
Deborah's calling for sweep on this one, and currently we have the Vices mic'd, and we'll get a little tune into their conversation later if we can, if we need to hear it. So we can listen for that. Their draw behind came up a little bit short and made that corner guard even better. So somewhere down later in the end, we may see that used well, and we're going to do another attempt to get in behind it. This is Julie Jadlowski throwing her first down. A lot of rotation on there, and this one appears to be a little bit underweight as well.
Looks like they're struggling here a little bit in the first end to get up to speed and get those rocks in the house.
Well, one of the consistent aspects of all of these games has been a lot of rocks in play. So the ladies like to keep them in. They don't like to take out the ones that are thrown by their friends. So the corner guard still looks good, and we're throwing in behind at this point. This is going to be Charlotte throwing for the Martin team out of Plainfield. Deborah's calling for sweep hard on that. They look to sneak right around. They're just going to get by the guard, and they've done it. They've gotten by that wide center guard. And are we going to see a house shot? Are we going to see if we can have an excellent shot? That one is buried deep.
Absolutely. They really got around that guard, and it's really been cutting to the outside today. So
we welcome everyone who's listening to Potomac and to the Potomac Curling Club. We enjoy having these 5 and under events. I'm Eric Clausen, and with me today is
I'm Gilad Kempenich.
Gilad Kempenich is a college student and a international level curler at this point.
Yeah, that's right.
Had some exciting experiences in the world of curling, and he can maybe share some of those for us later.
I'd be happy to do that.
The next throw from the Bucks crew has come up as a pseudo center guard, but looks like it's maybe touching the house at the far end. So we love the corner guard. It's so well established. It's got 3 rocks in, and you feel like a guard, a draw behind is going to be the best way to go here. This is Charlotte's last rock, and they're going to sweep it hard again. The sweeping pair is doing some work here, and I think they're going to sneak by one more time. They've done it. They've done a great job of sneaking that rock by again, and they're going to bury yet another one. Although that seemed to pick at the end.
Yeah, it looked like it almost picked or switched handles on her, so we'll have to look at her next shot and see if she's really putting all that spin on it or if it's losing it halfway down the sheet.
It rolled back to something attractive to hit, perhaps. It's sitting on the button at this time. This is Julie's. No, I think this is going to be Amy's first shot, and it's clearly up weight. She's going for that rock on the forefoot, and it looks like it's going to try to get a little hit and roll behind.
It looks like she's got it. Not a lot of roll, though, on that. So left it open for a hit to come down for yellow as well.
Deborah's call is to throw back line weight. I believe she's going to try to hit that one on the button and maybe get a roll out to the left underneath that large corner that we have.
Yeah, she really want to keep those rocks out of the middle so that she doesn't leave a double or anything for her opponents to take control of the end back.
She's gone. We're hearing a little of the ambient mic is telling us that Deborah's going to plan B early. It's just a little wide on delivery, and they're going to try to square up on this yellow corner and run it back into the one in the house, and that's done a good job of clearing the button.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, they left a red rock behind their shooter just now, but it looks like there's about a quarter of it visible, so they should be able to get at it.
Amy Mensch is lining up her second throw here, and the call looks to be a draw. Looks like maybe they're throwing a little bit of weight at this one. we're going to change color on that guard and maybe set it up a little bit better. The yellow's been promoted, pushed straight through the house. We're set up with a center guard, so red is doing what they need to do to keep their hand in this game and avoid the score from running away from them.
Absolutely. They're setting up nicely for an end without the hammer. They've got their center guard. They've got a rock to the button. Now they just want to protect it and keep yellow's rocks out. Looks like yellow is calling a freeze here on that red in the forefoot. They want to sit right on the tee line and have shot rock.
Amy's second rock. Their sweepers are on it early, and they have one guard to deal with, and it looks like it's going to be a little bit light, so they're struggling to get it across and in play. So we fortified our center guard at this point, and I've got to believe that the team from Bucks County is going to be happy that that happened.
Absolutely. I think you'll see them throwing a guard here to block the shot that Plainfield just threw. And
Bucks County is going to be on everyone's radar soon. It's one of the newest clubs to enter the GNCC as a dedicated ice facility. It's been a hockey rink and an arena club for a long time, and they have changed their mind. The ownership has decided to go full-time curling, and it will be open year-round.
That's fantastic news. It's nice to have a curling club this far south that's open for all 4 seasons.
Bucks County is located just north of Philadelphia and a new member of the GNCC, so if you're looking for summertime curling, it may be in Bucks County. They've already established a few camps for juniors, and I think that the adults are going to be not far behind. So Monica under first gift rock is throwing something that looks like it's going to be either a draw to the top 12 or maybe just to fortify that center guard and hope to steal with that one that's deep in the house.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to try to drag it over and keep that guard there. Try to keep their rock covered and score some points.
It's effectively taking it away, a draw to their forefoot, and something's going to have to move here. Let's see if we can listen in to the...
I'm going to come through, and if I clear that to set myself up for a draw, I think that's my only choice. I got to come. I got to get in here. So I'm going to see if we can come down the forefoot, like see if we can get right through here, right? If we can stay here, great. If not, I'll clear the guard. So I'm not sure. So let's try. I'm going to throw my normal. Yep. It's been moving though, so I'm not sure. I'm going to say here. Let me throw normal. I'll clear something out, maybe give myself a shot, okay?
So Deborah's come up with a plan A and a plan B, which is always a good idea.
Absolutely. I like this shot a lot. You know, you're throwing a little less weight. You're trying to keep around the guard and chip out the red.
Yeah,
if you curl a little much, you've got the guard out. You give yourself an open hit on your last shot, or even a draw.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a good shot. And I appreciate Deborah wearing the mic. It's going to give us some insight into how they're calling the game, and it looks like it's going to be fun. So let's see how she lines this shot up. She's doing a good job. She's cleaning the rock and getting ready to go. So she's giving it nice weight. Looks like normal, just normal down. It looks right on line. If the sweepers can hold it in there, I would have come off of that a little sooner. Aggressive sweeping has maybe worked against them. They have wrecked on the guard, and they came across and knocked out their one that was sitting second shot.
Get a guard over on this side. Well, I don't know.
They're definitely going to want to have that shot back.
Yeah.
We're listening into the conversation between Monica and Amy now.
if she tries to take it out, she's gonna not be in the rings. So we
Yeah.
put it to. So I want it right here. Now I gave it a little too much.
I was
so
there.
You're gonna. Yeah.
Okay.
So Monica has told Amy that she'd like to just not be greedy and drop it in the top 12 and preserve her 1 point and see if she can steal.
She'll be trying to guard her own stone, get rid of that hit, of course, and put a little pressure on.
Yeah, absolutely. First end to give one away, and perhaps two if they can touch a little bit. Rock is away. I believe they're going to need to. They're going to have a guard available to them, and maybe they can sweep this one to be a biter.
All the way.
It's going to be an effective guard, but it will only threaten the 1 point at this point. It did not touch the paint.
With all those guards, though, on both sides of the sheet, this draw is going to be very, very difficult to pull off.
And at this point, there are 3 red guards that we don't want to push them into the house either.
Absolutely not. That's the last thing you want to do is give your points free points.
Yeah, I think sometimes giving up 1 here in the first end is a little bit like losing the coin toss and saying we forced them to only take 1.
That's at least how I view it.
Yeah. Deborah is looking at this, though. Let's see what she has to say.
This. Let's keep it moving. All right. Right here. Right here. I'm going to try to just. We want this. Right here. This doesn't help. This doesn't help. Right here. Okay?
So this shot is defined by hitting their yellow stone that sits on the center line in a very specific spot. The downside of this is you can run it right back into the red and give away 2 here, but this is an aggressive play, and the reality is she has to hit it into the 4-foot. Am I right? Almost touching the button.
I believe so, yeah.
I'm not sure that this is available.
I don't know. We'll see. You know, at first I thought she was just playing a run back, but with the ice that she's giving, I definitely don't think that that's the case.
The run back double would be the option.
That's exactly right. That's what I was thinking, but it looks like she's not trying that.
The women that we have curling here in the Childs are 5 and under curlers, which means that they have been curling for less than 5 years. And a year is defined by curling in 10 games.
It looks like they'll be bumping a red rock. We'll see if that red rock stays in, and yep, it looks like it will. So it'll be 2 for red in the first end. Bucks County taking a quick steal to pull out in front.
Quick steal of 2. The game is not yet over, but that was an excellent effort from them. We'd like to thank the webcasting. Our coordinator here is Michael Dobbs, who happens to be sitting down at a table just doing hard work for us. And all of this would not be possible without him. He has organized the volunteers and set us up for all sorts of information you can get here via the webcast, and it's very enjoyable. And it's nice to have the microphones on the skips when they choose to wear them. And we're looking forward to a great event. Bucks County looks like they're throwing a center guard. Doesn't appear to be much curl coming back on this way.
It may get a little bit off the center, but right near the middle of the sheet there. They'll be very happy with that, I think.
Well, Outturn is going to bite and be sitting top 12 with a lead. They don't mind having that in the house.
Nope, not at all. Like you said earlier, these ladies usually like to leave a lot of rocks in, so, you know, why not put them in?
Rocks in play. Beverly will be throwing her first lead rock. Celtic Curling Chicks come out of Plainfield, New Jersey. One of the older clubs that still in operation here in the GNCC. A two-sheet club just on the outskirts of New York. And Beverly's thrown a wonderful shot, but they're going to drag it back, and go just beyond the end line. That was very nice, but aggressive sweeping by Monica has made that one come out the backside. Monica's asking Martha to throw another draw in the house. Is absolutely fine. They're looking to split the house a little bit and perhaps set up the force of one at the end of this event. As we look around the other sheets, we can see some results of things that are happening. We'll get some scores for you and try to see, give you a score update on all the other sheets when we get a chance.
Just starting the second end over on D now, so we'll do a full score update for our whole facility here today. Sheet A, we've got Chesapeake playing against Cape Cod. We've got Chesapeake 1, Cape Cod 0. Here, our feature game on Sheet B, we have Bucks County with 2 to Plainfield 0. On Sheet C, we have Potomac up 1-0 after taking with the hammer. And over on Sheet D, we had another steal of 2. It looks like Potomac is up on Team Sheffer.
And that's Linda Kirkman, the coordinator of this event. She's responsible for the advertising that's allowed a record number of women's teams to participate in this, 31. And that beats the old record by some 7 teams or something like that. So they've done an excellent job. And it looks like everyone's having a great time. So Linda's not only coordinating, but out there playing as well. Seem to be doing well here in the first end. Up, Wade has managed to separate their shots just a little bit, and that's going to be something that they can use later on in the end.
Yep, that seemed like just a little bit heavy, I think, a little heavier than they would have liked. They looked like they just wanted it to curl a little bit more on that shot, but
this will be Charlotte's first rock thrown here in the second end, and I think she's looking to promote. You think she's looking to promote here?
I think so. It looks like she's just trying to tap back a little bit.
She's going to leave a center guard behind.
I like this shot. You know, it opens up the center a lot. Ideally, you've got a roll with your shooter, so you've got 2 rocks sitting behind guards, and then you've got an open button to draw to later.
We're going to sneak to the outside of this one, and we're going to try to sneak right through this port. And they've done it. Now they're hiding behind a corner guard with the option of pushing that one up a little bit later. So that was a very accurate draw to go through the port.
Great shot.
Center card looks dangerous to Monica, and she's asked for Julie to take it out. Julie's rock is on the way, and there's a good chance for a double here as we're looking at it. It's going to be a sneaky.
Oh, almost there, almost there.
Just sneaks by.
Let's get rid of this.
Charlotte's a little afraid the run back is going to happen later on in the end, and hiding behind the opponent's rocks can sometimes be difficult. So they're getting the team together, and she feels like Charlotte will throw a better draw, maybe more in her line of her repertoire of throwing. So she's lining it up to draw behind the guards on the other side of the sheet. Same weight as last time, we hope. And I believe this side, if the other side doesn't curl at all, this side may have a little bit more curl.
Oh yeah, that rock's starting to really cut. Oh, they just barely get by, but it's a little heavy.
Monica's aggressive sweeper has taken that back once again.
Now, they left that rock sitting there, so it may be touching the line, but we don't have a very good view of that back here. So,
I think it's
and
being
nope,
cleared
it
now.
looks like it's beyond. Okay.
Monica's called a draw to sit down on this yellow rock in the 4 foot, and if she clips her center line guard, that's going to be okay with her, and it'll just split the house a little bit more.
And I'm sure she doesn't mind being a little heavy and trying to just chip that yellow out. A little too heavy again for red, and they'll trade off one of their shots with one of their previous guards like they did earlier in the end.
This will be first shots for Kathleen throwing out of the playing field ring. And are we looking to draw here, or are we hitting rocks?
You know, I'm not sure. It looks like they're discussing it.
Because this is the slide that doesn't curl much, and I think that that's about the ice for the draw that goes in. So let's see what she throws. She went for an early release, nice power, and they're going to have to stay hard on that the whole way.
Absolutely.
I think they're going to get a little hit and roll on it. Get a little hit and roll. It's just going to leak on them.
Oh, I think we may just end up missing the whole guard.
Just a little bit of a leak.
Oh, that's unfortunate. They've knocked their rock over out into the open, no longer guarded by their opponent's stone, and a little bit further from the center than they'd like, probably.
It's out in the 12 foot, so they're thinking that they can probably draw in behind some of these guards and outscore them. The promote is always an option, so if they happen to rack on top of any of these guards and push it back, all they need to do is touch the 8 foot and they're going to be in good shape. Draw weight looks good. It looks though to be at least T, maybe a little bit plus. Monica's or Deborah's waiting to sweep, and she's going to put her broom to it, but it will remain shot rock. This is a rock behind the tee line, and they're going to try to take advantage of that.
Looks like Deborah's just calling a draw here. She's happy to have the backing. It's a little bit heavy. They'll just, tap out their opponent's rock. No harm.
It is draw weight, thrown by Kathleen, and they are on the way. This is the swingy side of the sheet.
And they think it's going to overcurl a little. It looks like it's already on that guard to me.
They've done the draws the other way, and now they are just going to have to split the house here a little bit. Roll over.
And in comes another red rock. Lets them sit 2, and yellow sitting out in front of a red rock that's biting the 12 foot. Not a very useful rock for them.
So sitting 1 and 2 for Team Lynn out of Bucks County, and an effort to seal up the middle to preserve those 2 rocks.
They've put themselves in a good position this end. I always like getting to my skips rocks and being able to throw a guard.
You're doing something right when that happens.
That's exactly right.
Stone is away from Monaco. The in-turn draw, looking for just a guard, and sweeping hard to get it across the hog line. They wanted to curl. They needed to get back towards the center line. And well done. So
yeah.
She sealed up at least half of the hole that's sitting there, and she's going to be in good shape here.
Absolutely. They've got a partial cover now, but looks to me like the hit may still be there. We'll see if that's what they decide to try.
They made them switch sides, and they're going going to have to look to see how this one draws. If this does come with any kind of up weight, we'll have to see if it can come back to the center line.
We've seen this direction under curl for them throughout the game, and the other one over curl, so we'll see how they do with switching sides so much.
Sneak in. Okay, so Deborah throws. And, it looks like a draw. Maybe they're going to be using the backing, and they're going to need to. Sweepers are going to need to do her a favor and crack this one all the way in.
Absolutely. He's a little bit under, and it's really cutting over on it.
Yeah. The ice was perfect, though. If she had had the weight, that would have
Absolutely.
been
I
just
think
the right broom.
I think that would have held straight really nice for her. She would have had a nice rock that was guarded.
So we have a port that's getting smaller and smaller, and I believe Monica's going to try to seal it up even more.
Absolutely.
Taking very similar ice and maybe just a little bit more weight, and they'll touch the house. We'll see. Monica delivers. She seems a little questioning about what the weight's going to be, but it looks really good from this perspective. I think she's going to be touching the house and
she
just
may,
top
she may
12.
End up top 12, top 8.
If they would,
I would guess. No, it looks like she's going to hang out in front, I think.
I think they can take this if they could. They like the line more than they like the weight. If they had shoved that in to touch 8 and be a counter, it might have left the port back open. They've made a wise choice to leave it a little bit higher.
And they'll leave a very, very difficult shot for Monica to try.
For Deborah. Deborah's going to try this hard shot, and she's in the same position she was in last time. Red Rocks are counting. Red Rocks are guarding the front of the house. And we have two choices here. We can look to cut down the cost, cut down the number of scores here. They have 2 sitting in the house right now for Red. What do we, are we doing the aggressive run double call here at this point? The room is wide. Not sure what the call is, but I think they're doing the aggressive run double. Let's see if she comes out with some takeout weight. Should have listened in on her conversation there. Okay, we'll try that again later. Upweight shot is delivered. They're looking at it hard. Kathleen's calling a line. It's called the sweepers on, and they are working hard to get it there. It's just going to come out just a little bit wide, just by the slimmest of margins.
And it looks like they'll give up another 2.
Result would be 2 for Bucks County and Team Lynn. As they make their decision, they're going to push the rocks back to the inside.
That takes our score to Bucks County 4, Celtic Curling Chicks 0.
When we get a chance, we'll collect our scores. We'll give you an update on the other games that are going on right now. But this is an intensive draw for the women as they go through here with 31 teams. It's something like 5 rounds to get to the final game. And they're going to complete them all in a short or a little bit of a long weekend. Some games were played last night on Thursday. And they will be doing a lot of curling. And if we look around the warm room, there's a lot of women here that are just enjoying the food, enjoying the beverages, and the hospitality of the Potomac Club, and a lot of good things are happening. Monica likes the corner guards when she is defending. When she does not have hammer, it seems to be working well for her.
Yeah, it seems to be. I usually don't like the corner guards as a first shot of the end, you know, especially when I'm up by 4. It's very aggressive strategy. It looks like she's still trying to score points here, so.
Beverly would like a guard thrown, Deborah would like Beverly to throw a guard. Her infrared to her was to throw it high, and she's looking to come to the center line. So they're inverting the strategy somewhat from what we normally get. Deborah has the hammer and is going to throw out a very high center guard. Sometimes we call that a 1 or a 2. And their sweepers are doing a great job of bringing it across the line. Deborah runs out to make sure that they know that we want a high guard. And they've delivered with probably a number 2, just slightly over the line. And I think they're going to be happy with that later as the end goes on. Monica's throwing up his corner guard, and the next response, rock number 2, is let's throw one in behind it.
Yes, for line, all the way. All the way, all the way, all the way. Yes, for line.
That's one of those things where you really have to make sure that you really use that corner guard to its highest potential if you're going to throw it.
And Martha's delivered a wonderful shot here. If the weight is correct, the line looks excellent. She's going to sneak by her guard. And she's rolling just a little bit deep. Deborah gets on it. It's going to try to drag it back behind, and she's done an excellent job as well.
That was a pretty good line.
Deborah says she likes the line, and she's going to ask Beverly to throw her second one behind her first one, just as Monica has.
We've got score updates on all the other sheets for you.
All right, go ahead.
Over on sheet A, we have a 1-1 tie between our Chesapeake and Cape Cod rings. Here, our featured game on B, you all know we have 4-0 Bucks County. On sheet C, we have Potomac pulling out a 2-0 lead with a steal of 1 here in the second. And over on D, we have another steal of 1 by our Potomac team, led by Linda Kirkman, taking the score to 3-0.
I spoke with Linda just before this event, and she was very excited, as the earlier draw was the first time she'd ever won a game in the A event.
That's very exciting for her.
So many times a 5 and under spiel like this, you need to come back. You may not see results your first time out, but the experience will certainly get you better results as you come back subsequent years. And Linda is experiencing that now.
Absolutely. How many years experience does she have, do you know?
It can't be much more than 2 or 3, that's for sure. I would think it's probably around 2. And there's been some maneuvering around here. And we have Charlotte throwing her first rock here, and they managed to split their center guard into 2 corner guards, and that can work very well for them if they somehow manage to get around it and preserve their ability to draw that 4 foot at the end. So they
looks like they get around, but still leave a center guard. They probably would have liked that a little bit deeper, a draw behind their guard on the right side of the center line.
I think Monica is saying, I have the lead, and if I get a chance, I'm going to take out rocks that are in play.
Absolutely. Rocks that aren't in can't score. If she holds her opponent to 1 point here, or even 2 points, she's really in good shape. Being up 2 with the hammer, or even up 3 with the hammer, is a great place to be.
Julie successfully makes contact and runs that rock out. Even though it wasn't a shot rock, it was still dangerous for later on in the end. We're asking for that draw again from Deborah. Come around and hide behind one of those corners. Let's listen to Charlotte call the sweep on this one.
She's wider this time. Yeah for weight, yes for line. Yes, yes, yes. Plan B. If there's a plan B here, take it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, right in.
Oh, wow, it looked to me like they were
Nice,
trying to
guys.
tap up
There
that
you
guard,
go.
but it looks like they just get the draw around the other one.
That shows some real experience from Deborah. She had plan A, she had plan B. She's talking to her sweepers. There's great dialogue about weight and about line, and she's ended up with a fantastic shot.
Great decision to switch partway through.
Absolutely. So that's shows some real talent there. So we'll see what the response is from Julie. This will be Amy's first rock. And if you hear the mics coming from the Bucks County team, Amy is wearing the mic today. Monica declined, and Amy was nice enough to put it on for us, so you may hear a few different things. We'll see if she talks about her shot on the way down. She's letting Monica take care of that. Looking for a freeze on that one in the 4 foot, but they got a little rub on the guard, and they're going to split out to just keep make sure they don't run that yellow back in later on. What's the situation? We got yellow sitting 1 and red with a 1 in the 12 foot.
Out on the side, all the way open. If I'm yellow here, I'm looking to get another rock in the house. Be that with a hit and roll on that red guard in the middle, or just with a draw.
It looks a little bit like ice to maybe run that promote.
That could be.
We'll see if Kathleen can find the weight. I think they're looking to do a straight draw, and this does just look like it's going to be
It's
a little bit
really
light.
hooking over.
And it's just a little light, too. I think they're going to run this just to seal that.
They'll end up with a 2 guard, I think, right on the center line.
Seal that port in the middle and preserve their 1.
Want you barely hit that, but if you take this out, that's okay too.
Monica says, so we're going to throw it down here. We're going to maybe hit the port. If we don't, we're going to clear some guards. So there's a plan A, B, and C. And if we get the weight right, something good's going to happen.
Yep, with an open rock like that in the house, there's really no reason not to hit it.
It's a skinny port, and I think these girls are going to probably elect to maybe run that center guard back in the middle there. See if we can get it to curl through. It's on the way.
I'm surprised they're not sweeping this. Oh, it looks like they're just going to be tapping their own rock in. Oh, not quite in. All right. That was a little further from the house than I thought it was.
Silver Sharpie at the bottom of my shoe.
Right on the stick.
Let's let Deborah call this rock again. She's going for that hit and roll, I believe.
Sweep line, yes.
So that is an indication out of the hand that it's maybe a bit narrow.
Whoa, oh,
And now we're going to go for plan B, which we've already seen that Deborah is exceptionally good at. So we're going to. We've wrecked on a couple out front, and we've cleaned things up a little bit. That'll be okay. Let's see what the response is from Monica.
Well, she's going to be throwing at a very crowded house, and I think she's going to try to keep it that way. She really wants to keep rocks in play and not allow that final draw with the hammer for an extra point. She may be trying to just tap her rock up, just send it right up to the button and leave the guard right where it is.
That looks good. Yeah, that's good. Today we also have Hunter Clausen here with us. He's doing the operating the cameras for us, and we really appreciate his efforts coming out. Hunter Clausen's a junior curler, and has had some experience at high level.
Playing in the U18 Optimist, I believe, competition last year, and the year before as well.
So
Actually winning last year with his team from Massachusetts, so congratulations to him.
It's quite an accomplishment. That's a first win ever for the U.S. men, and that was a team with Kent Susovich, Will Pryor, and Hunter and Caleb Clausen. And Will Pryor actually has his mother here curling in this 5 and under event. So if you're out there and you're a parent of a junior curler, it could be your start into curling for yourself.
I know a lot of parents that started curling just that way.
So that's kind of an interesting way to have it happen. And as a matter of fact, Will Pryor's probably had, I think, one of the most decorated careers of anyone in the last 12 months. Will Pryor won the U18 curling championships in international competition. He won the junior national championship this year, and he traveled to Estonia, and their team was successful in earning their way to come back with a very respectable 5th place finish at Worlds. So Will Pryor's had probably the best 12 months that of anyone in U.S. curling that I can think of right now. So kudos to him, and it's great to see his mom here, Barbara, who is curling out of the Ardsley rink. So it's awesome to see. First rocks for Deborah, and we're going to try to improve upon our single shot that we have in the house right now.
She really wants to score 2 in this end. She's down 4, really wants to start getting back in this game.
It's available. This is going to crowd the center line just a little bit more, and I think she's a little afraid of some of those red rocks that could be promoted back into the ring, and she's decided to just leave them out. Monica's strategy was resolved very quickly, and they're on their way and headed back down for their last shot. And I think she's going to look right at that. The Deborah guard was just a little bit over curled, and
I think she'll just be looking at that tap up one more time, the same shot she just tried.
yeah, there's a chance to put it in. Monica comes down and discusses the shot with her sweepers, and they're going to give them a chance to be aware of what kind of weight they want, so they can have the go signal or the no-go signal.
Shots out, weight's looking good, if not a little bit heavy out of her hand. They'll be waiting for it to curl over onto their own rock there.
They're going to need a little bit more.
No. Now they'll try to hold it, make sure it hits the right rock they want. And it looks like they'll be right in the middle of their 2 guards. We'll see if they'll be able to push any in. No, a little bit light again.
Linda Kirkman having a wonderful event, and she's throwing her last rock over on D, sitting 2 without hammer. is throwing a rock to try to preserve that. We're going to see the response from the Sheffer rink and in just a moment to see if they can come out. We'll give you an update on that when it happens.
Okay. Yeah, let's see if this will work.
Okay.
Just trying to get full 8.
That was Deborah discussing with Kathleen what they're looking for, the full 8 draw.
Yeah, there's a little open space there over on the right side of the sheet, so they'll just be trying to draw a rock right in.
My first thought was.
It has been curling a lot this direction though, so we'll see if they may over curl and tap a red rock in.
Well, Deborah
We
just
really want
realized
to try to avoid it.
Deborah just went back and moved the broom out a little bit further to try to avoid that. So she's seen that, and she's recognized that, and she's going to make her best effort. Throwing to a wide broom is often a challenge. It does take years to get to in the sport of curling. And she's going to line this up, and we'll see how well she does. Well delivered. It's a nice rock.
The shot's out. They think it's light right away.
Sweepers are on it, and I think that this has a good, the weight looks okay, but it has a good chance of over curling if the sweepers can hold it.
This will be very interesting to see, and looks like they come up light. So her sweepers were right out of her hand. They got right on it, but not quite enough to get into the house.
I think they abandoned it a little bit early when they saw the line was not going to be there. So it is a score of 1, though, right?
Yeah, I believe so. So that's
the Celtic Curling Chicks are on the board.
Absolutely. That's her first score of the game. With that, the third end is completed on all of our sheets. On A, we had Cape Cod take a steal of 3 and bust the game wide open. Now the score of 4-1. As you just saw, we had a score of 1 for the Celtic Curling Chicks to get right on the board. Also getting on the board after this end was Team Star from the Broomstones Curling Club. They scored 1 on C in the third to be down 2-1. And over on sheet D, we had Linda Kirkman with another steal. She's got 2 points this end, now up 5-0.
5-0, all scored without the hammer. So she's done some work over there. And Beverly's first rock has just come into the house, but it's sitting on the center line, and it appears to be dangerous enough to Monica that she's going to go ahead and say, I'd like to take this one out.
I want a heavy draw. Okay, so back line. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Hurry, hurry.
So this hit is online and doing its thing. Martha's leaning in to try to make contact, and she does a good job.
But the red rock looks like it's going to be coming out as well.
Coming out, and the yellow has been moved, and we have a biter.
Yep. Sticking around there in the back of the house, just missing by a little bit, a little more curl than they would have liked.
That biter is awfully good for the team without hammer because it sets up the force of 1 and a rock that they have to deal with, sitting well wide and well back. Might not be immediately obvious as a score, but it will force the other team to take 1 and take away the option of a blank. We've asked for the center guard to be replaced. Martha throws her second rock, and everybody seems to be happy with it. The sweepers are happy. The skip is happy. We're not calling for much. It's going to be almost exactly the same shot, sitting right in the 12-foot. Top 8.
Nice shot.
Almost getting the 4-foot on that one, but not quite.
Julie's throwing her second rock, and we're asking for that same track. We're going to ask for the peel. The rotations are still up, still going, which keeps that rock straight, and she's going to make excellent contact on this one. The yellow's going to go away, and the red is going to stick around.
That's a great shot. Really, pretty much exactly what she wanted.
Martha gets full points for that shot.
Absolutely.
Charlotte's been asked to draw on a majority of her shots, and that may be her forte. At this point, we're trying to decide what we want to do. Maybe we can listen in.
Let's come this way. Control. Please and thank you.
That's awfully polite of Deborah. Please hit this rock for me. She's thrown nice control weight. It's going to come down your head. They're going to have to sweep very hard. This is a little light on the rotations, which may cause it to sweep, curl a little bit more, and it's going to leak just past. The weight was awesome. I think the broom was in the right place, but the rotations have caused that curl a little bit extra. So Julie for the Lynn team out of Bucks County is going to be asked to split the house, and just as a defensive move. And now that they have Hammer back, they can't take them all out. So we'll get in there, we'll get 2 in, and we'll look to score 2 in this end. Wonderful weight control. The closer they can have to having these the same distance in the house, the more difficult it becomes to double them out.
That's exactly right. Now here they got a little bit further back, so the double may be there, but it doesn't look like they're going to be trying it.
Difficult shot, and they're going to have a Charlotte rather throw the hit and roll. Same kind of weight, and if they can tumble behind that other red in the house, they're going to be happy. Deborah calls them off. So we're looking for a little additional curl on this one.
Looks like she thinks it's just going to get to nose.
I think they got good contact here.
And
a
little too much on the roll.
Oh, I think that's fine.
Looks like they stick out.
I think that's a really good shot, though. Compensated nicely for her last one and gave the correct amount of handle, and they almost put that in a perfect spot.
Yeah, Monica will definitely have to try to think hard before going for that rock. A small mistake is going to remove her own, so she may be wary to go for it.
It's a draw coming in, and we're going to hit, and we're going to split a little bit. We're going to sit in the 4-foot. Red sitting 1, yellow sitting 2, and yet another red sitting 3, and another yellow. Don't forget that biter in the back for 4.
Yeah, red in a great position here now with the hammer. They've got their rock in the middle. They've got a rock that they can relatively easily bump back onto an opponent's stone. So we'll see what Deborah can do here to...
Same shot we just saw Charlotte throw. So Kathleen is going to come down and do a little bit of a hit and roll. Doesn't have the weight that Charlotte had, and their sweepers are on it early. We don't want to get our rocks too close together here, so they're going to... Excellent sweep call from Deborah. She's got this one just
and just a little bit of roll.
Wonderful shot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Makes that run back a lot harder now.
Oh, an aggressive play. So I think we just heard Amy getting excited about throwing a takeout. Just a little bit wide, but we've seen it curl here. She's got great weight, and the sweepers are staying off it. We might get a clip on that yellow, and if we do, there'll be a double, but it just sneaks by an inch or 2.
Like you said, a little bit wide on that delivery, and maybe a little bit heavier than they would have liked.
Any guard, okay?
Draw to the 4-foot is wide open, so we have to remember Deborah does not have hammer.
Right here.
Deborah says, I want a guard, any kind of guard to cover up that majority of the 4 foot.
Absolutely. And really any guard here works. If you're a little bit to the left of center, you know, you're really covering that button, but a little bit off to the right and you're guarding that hit that they just went for. So when you hear her say any guard, she really means any guard.
Let's hear her call the line on
Yeah.
the sweepers.
It's looking good. It's worth it.
It's just light.
Fight for it. Fight for it. Come
You
on.
really got to make sure it gets over that line.
Fight for it.
She wants her sweepers to drag this one across, and they are working.
Let me go. Let me go. Come up.
She
come
goes
up,
out to
Sharp,
help.
Come up.
Come on, they're doing it.
Let me help you. Let me help you. Okay, stop.
They've done
And
a
they get it
great
just
job.
over and come up. They're guarding that hit that was just tried by the Bucks County ring.
That was maximum
last
effort
rock.
from the sweepers. You can see him fading, and Deborah went out to help. He dragged that one across the hog line. Undeterred, Monica was called to hit again. So let's see if we hear a song from Amy to tell us that she's going to sing. Yeah, this is the curly side, so even though she was a little outside the broom, it might come back. It's struggling. Sweepers are off it, and it misses.
Again, looks like a rock that just a little more weight than she would have liked, a little bit wide.
So I guess I take it away and then we put the game over here and put it on the draw. Yeah. So let's put the guard up here. Didn't seem like it moved a whole lot. No, it didn't. So maybe here is over here. We want to just take away as much of that as we can, make that harder. It seemed like it was kind of straight, so I don't know. Well, she threw more weight than I'm going to throw, so I'm thinking like right here. Let's try this and hopefully it breaks, okay?
Deborah sets the broom and asked to guard the shot that she just saw them throw. So that can be a little intimidating.
This is an interesting shot to call. I feel like she's almost being a little distracted by their last shot. I feel like a guard near the middle would be a little more useful for her overall in the end.
She has 2 rocks to play, and maybe she has a 2-rock plan.
That's true.
So we're going to preserve these 2 and then hopefully apply a little bit more pressure with her last rock.
You know what I didn't consider is just the straight run back still for another point for red here. So maybe the guard here is a better idea.
The double is there.
Absolutely.
We're going to have this one curl way back for us.
Just like the Bucks County stone, a little bit wide.
It's a little wide. It's
Not heavy this time though,
it's
so
going to get to
it
ice.
looks like it'll
that
cut a
has
little
been
bit.
untouched, and it's going to struggle to get across. So she is trying a draw out there in the hit side, and it's going to come up just a little short, so that one was hog.
Not quite.
Monica likes the same thing. She's confident in her own ability to deliver this hit, and she's going to throw at it. She's going to have to sneak past that top guard if she wants to make a nose hit on this red.
I'm sure that if she could, she would try to even get beyond nose, but it's going to be a little dicey the way the guards are placed.
Stones away from Monica. She's coming with up weight, and she has a nice release. Sweepers are doing their job to hold it off, and the result will be a peel of this guard, I believe. Oh, they got to stay on it to keep that roll available. Good job from the jam on that biter we talked about earlier. They take over and they sweep it out, so that's a good peel. It opens up her options for her last shot.
So this one that they just kind of took out, why would we do that? She's got last, oh no, we have come that way. We've come that way for the guard. Yeah, I gave her ice here. We ended up here, so. What do you mean? We want to guard. We want to guard the pocket, the whole pack. So right here, this was the ice I gave Bev when she did her guard. Come up, no, up here. Yeah, I gave her right about here, and it popped over there at like 2. So, yeah, I don't want it to over curl too much, right?
So Deborah is really believing that that nose hit for the double leaves him scoring 2, and I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen. Putting the pressure on a skip to draw the 4-foot for your single point is always difficult.
Absolutely.
So, I think it's probably a great call here in this event, forcing the skip to make a clutch draw.
Always good to put the pressure on your opponent.
There won't be many hits available that survive for scoring points, so let's see if you can put her guard where she wants it.
Her sweepers are on it right away. She may be light again.
Yes, they are struggling to drag it across. It's across the center line. It looks like
Yeah, it's really curling a lot. They
It's
may
in
want
a
to come up once they
great
realize it's
position.
over.
She's done a wonderful throw. Thrown it just where she put her broom. Over curled a hair. Just kind of hooked up at the end.
Yeah, that little hook right at the end really killed them. That opens up almost the entire red rock for a hit.
Let's see if she's heard the adage that skips draw, and she's just going to do her draw for 1 and not risk giving up that 2.
To be honest here, I like the hit that a little bit better, you know, because really if you give up a steal of 1, there's not really a huge deal for you if you're red here. You're still up 2. You still have the hammer.
A steal of 2, though, puts the game in another perspective.
That's true. Which is why I would rather see them just try to hit at least one of the yellows out.
Yes, I like it. The underweight hit that's going to curl around the guard and either just get a straight yellow or one of the others.
Or even an attempt at the run back. They're going to get at least one of those yellows out probably.
All right, this needs help. I think it's going to be just a little light. So much so that Monica said, I'll help out, come along the sweep.
Yep, just like you said, they're looking at that against that steal of 2, and it looks like that's what they'll give up.
A tough shot.
So Deborah right back in this game with that
right
steal,
back in the game.
now down
Steal
1
2. Nice work.
after half the game is up.
Nice work from the Plainfield Celtic Curling Chicks, Team Deborah Martin. Big name in the curling world, the Martin rink. Not sure if there's any relation.
You know, Martin is a little bit of a common name.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's it. So starting the 5th end, we're going to have Beverly throwing lead rocks, and we've gone back to a more traditional strategy. We're going to throw center line guards without the hammer, and we'll see how that pays off.
We've got all sheets finished their 4th end now, so I'll just wait to get a score from all of them, and we'll have updates for you all.
Potomac Curling Clubs welcomes all the viewers that are here today, and we hope that you come visit us in person before too long. The Cherry Blossom is a very popular bonspiel that takes place within the next couple weeks.
Absolutely. I think it's 2 weeks from now, I believe.
Yes, and it is, if you haven't had the opportunity to come for that event, it is well worth putting it on your calendar. Put it on and make sure you are standing by the computer when it comes to sign-up day, because the spots go quickly. It's the perfect time to be here in DC. The weather's getting warm. cherry blossoms may be out downtown in DC. It's always a couple days that you hope for that they show up when you're here, but there's never a guarantee when they'll be around. It's been an exceptionally cold winter this year. I think they may be a little bit late. So look forward to that, though. Put it on your calendar and come back for the cherry blossom. It's always a spectacular event, very competitive, and also a lot of fun.
All right, we just got scores from all our other games, so we'll have an update for our, we can call it a halftime update, I suppose. Over on A, fourth end, we had a steal of, it looks like 2 by the Cape Cod rink, so they'll go up 6-1 now. Here our featured game on sheet B, we saw a steal of 2 by the Plainfield rink to now be down only 1, a 4-3 game after 4. Over on sheet C, we had another steal for yellow, the Broomstones team, to tie the game at 2-2. And over on D, we see the Sheffer rink get on the board with a score of 6. They're now in the lead with a score of 6-5.
Yes, there was a one lone yellow rock in the 4-foot in that Kirkman game that she was counting on, and the Sheffer rink managed to take that out with their last shot, and they set 6. So very competitive games all across the board here, and excellent play from everyone.
Just goes to show a game is never over, even when you're up by 5. Only one end, and the other team is right back in it.
And I believe Linda was holding on to shot rock right up to the end.
Yep, I think so.
So we had a question about a freeze earlier, and I think this is a good example of what a freeze is. They has done a masterful job of freezing up to that yellow rock, and it's behind the tee, and you're hoping to stack it again. And you know, if one guy freezes well, then we're going to do the same thing. So they've asked Charlotte to do the exact same shot you just saw, come down and freeze it, and they will stack them in towards the tee line. Charlotte throws. Light on the rotations at this time, which is going to help her curl, so they better start sweeping because it may over-curl otherwise.
Our ice has really been swinging near the end here. Not so much the gradual curl you see some other places. And yep, it just goes a little bit over-curled. It looks like it's all the way off the red.
I think that
the
shot
weight was very, very good, though.
I think that shot was perfectly thrown, right at the broom. Ice was called correctly, weight was thrown accurately, except for the rotations were just a little down, and that gives you a little extra curl.
Just about a rock's width over from where they would have liked ideally, probably.
It's still a workable rock for them, and they're going to use that as the end goes on.
Absolutely.
I think this is the same shot again, so once the freeze party starts, everybody comes to play.
That's right. It's always fun to see those rocks in the back of the house. Freezes on freezes on freezes.
Another well-thrown rock. The ice, we've seen what it is. Sweepers are dragging this in to be almost perfect on this 2 successful freezes for the Lynn group.
Yep.
Almost directly. Those things are not exactly locked into each other, but they're good enough that you can't take out that red without encountering that yellow rock.
Absolutely. It's going to be a very, very hard shot to just get the chip out, and your shooter is definitely not going to be staying.
Deborah's asking for a T-line throw, which is going to move a few rocks around, but not much. And thinking that without hammer, I need to have rocks in play behind me. And if I throw this tee, hit the red rock, then I'm going to be in great shape. We're looking at another over curl here. This is Kathleen's throw, and it's just coming up a little bit light. Not what we're looking for, but Monica says, no problem. You can't throw it, I'll throw it right behind you.
Absolutely.
Where do you want it?
This is Julie Jadlowski throwing her second stone. And asking for the freeze again. And
I think she's actually asking for just a draw. I think she's looking for more of a top 12, top 8 rock, I think is what she called.
The line looks really good, and it looks like T-line.
It does look like T. Looks like she's coming a little deeper than she likes,
And,
trying to freeze on her own rock.
Behind, that's a wonderful play.
Yeah, gets a little bit behind it.
There's a bit of a rock pile, but that does leave the Lynn ring sitting shot 1 and shot 2 with a little cover behind.
With a shot that's almost impossible to take out the shot rock. Now that there's 2 rocks guarding behind it.
Well played, Ed. Never puts down the broom, and we're asking for a draw into the pocket there, I believe. Sit on the button, or are we throwing a little bit more weight?
Yes, Milan, please. Yes. Yes, guys.
That's going to come across here. If you don't get a nice positive release down that line toward the broom, you're going to overcurl, and we're seeing this. So let's come up, and maybe we'll get a promote. But
They tap up their previous rock. Looks like it'll stick around the tee line over outside in the 12-foot.
that tells me that the weight was pretty good.
Yeah.
And the line was just a little bit off.
Anywhere in the center line, Amy.
Monica's happy with her position right now.
Guard. Woo! Throwing guard weight. I can draw weight. Throwing guard weight.
He's very excited to be throwing a guard here.
We heard the hit song earlier,
Now we've got a guard song,
and
too.
now we have a guard song for me.
So bonus entertainment here at the Potomac Curling Club in our 1:30 p.m. draw. The wonderful Amy Mensch serenading us.
Amy took her seriously when she heard guard, and she's throwing a nice 2-guard here. We hope that the sweepers can just leave it alone. Just a hair off that line. We've seen a lot of rocks curl extra on that line, so that was one of them. 4-foot is still open. Kathleen is going to throw her rock, and we'll see what they're talking about. Deborah's thinking hard about this, and she's thinking she has 3 rocks to work with, and she has to have a 3-rock plan for it as it goes through. And they are asking for a draw to sit down amongst the rock pile. Without hammer, this is a wonderful strategy. Will often keep them from scoring multiple rocks. And Kathleen has a very quick release. Good job of getting online. The weight looks good, perhaps just a hair heavy. She throws her arms up as if to say, this could be a touchdown. And it did go through a couple of the uprights to score no points, but the line was well thrown, and we just need to work on our weight. Monica goes back to, I'm going to ask my guard song to come out again, and we'll see if we can get a
Line it
guard.
up wide. Super duper wide.
And there's the singing one more time. Seems like she's lining up wide, Eric.
I think that is the wide song, yeah. So anyway, we talked earlier about it. The wide broom is a difficult task for early curlers. And if a song can help you throw it, I say sing it.
Absolutely. It's all about that focus right before your shot, making sure you get all the way out to the broom and making sure you have a clean release to it. So, however you can do that.
Fantastic shot from Amy. Did exactly what the skip has asked for. Thrown it down to be a nice 3-guard.
Absolutely. Great shot.
Completely covering as much as she can of both of those rocks in the back.
Yep.
Absolutely no chance to get at either of them, but the draw to come around and sit in the inside there may still be available.
It may be, but it is a very tough shot.
complicated because if it breaks into it, but if we move that out of my way, problem is she has the last stone and she's sitting too. So here's the plan, girls. We got to get in the house, okay? We need to get in the house. We need to get to the 4 foot. I got to find draw weight at some point today.
Deborah making a good point here. Her opponents have the hammer, and they're really sitting 2 now, setting up a great end to score a lot of points. She really wants to get some of her rocks in there and get some of her opponents out.
Yeah.
At least make them make a tough shot to get the 2 that they want. And have no shot for more, preferably.
A little narrow, and I don't think they can save this for sweeping, so maybe the better bet would be to come off and not add it to the pile. Clearing this guard is effective help for her. Moves it, but doesn't really open up. There's a very tight port that maybe she could throw something into, but
maybe, but even with that, it's going to be tough to take out both reds. And almost impossible to stay and stick there.
One cut more. My lighter stone, the first one cut more.
there's a lot of variables that come into this game. Not every rock reacts the same way as every other rock. Not every sheet curls the same way as every other sheet. Not every line is as fast as every other line. So they have a lot of thinking to do, a lot of observation to make. And these girls are doing a great job of doing that. So they're thinking about all the right things. And when you see mistakes, it's not because they haven't thought about it. It's because there's a lot of information to catalog here. Is there going to push one back in maybe, or it seems like it's got plenty of weight. She's got T-line or maybe top 8 weight. Maybe we're going to push something back. Maybe that's
She may be just trying to set up to get even more points this end. Or
holding off on the sweep.
looks like just a guard. Looks like she's just trying to cover that small port that was left there for the hit. And they'll sweep it to try to get it to cover in.
Great call and great job.
Great execution there.
So that effectively has taken away Deborah's last opportunity. She's going to have to look at something else. Let's see what she's talking about.
Do you see? What do you see? That's gone.
That I wouldn't trust like this here, but it's a tough way. Any way to present that back. Cut it down to 1.
This is risky here.
That's risky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The tap could cut us in. The tap could work. The only thing that works. I don't know. I mean, I could try. I have no idea. I think I have to try this, though, if I want to try to get in there to the 4. Let's come out here, Kathleen. I think I have to try.
2 minds are often better than 1, and Kathleen and Deborah are putting their heads together to try to figure out a way to get in here. I don't see one. The possibility of a run back is there. It looks so daunting that maybe they're going to go to another one.
It's a really hard shot she's going to be trying here, regardless of what she ends up doing.
But I think I might have to.
Yeah, there you go. You hear her saying she really doesn't want to concede, but she thinks that doing anything
Give me ice right here. Right, come up here.
Mess up the situation more than it already is for her. So
I'm going to try to tap our yellow. If we can get through here, we go here. If it catches anything that way, we're okay. And if anything, I wreck.
Let's just hope we don't break on that yellow.
I don't think the angle's not there for that.
Okay.
And don't tell me that. Don't leave me with that image. Tell me
Kathleen trying to talk her off the ledge, and Deborah says, well, I'm going to take my best shot at it. And she's trying to keep a positive outlook.
Absolutely.
And she's going to go for it. She's got ice up top, and the shot call is to come through the port and try to run the yellow back into the pile. Figuring if she hits the yellow, she can't do much damage, and she'll leave everything crowded out front. Let's see if she can make it. Deborah's instructing her sweepers as to what she wants, and they'll call the line once it's out of their hands. We'll see what it looks like. See if Deborah calls some sweeping here.
The rock is out. Looks like a heavy draw to me here. Probably back house, back line. Wait.
Oh, I believe she's running the red into the yellow.
And there's contact, and there goes the yellow.
Wow,
really hit it on
shot.
a big angle.
What a
and
shot.
gets it right in there. Fantastic.
Man, that was a good shot.
Absolutely. Looks like it cuts red down to 1 point, and it's going to make this shot for 2 or 3 almost impossible with where that rock is.
That was as well executed as we've seen any shot here done this week. She saw it. It was a challenging shot even for her skill level, and she said, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And she, the double run back promote. Whew. Very nicely thrown. Full points for that one again. Could not have done that any better. There's just no way. I think Monica says that I don't know that I better preserve my one, so I'll just throw this one out here and not do any further damage, and we'll let it go at that. And that's just what she does, and says, I'll be happy with my one. That's going to lead me up 2 at this point, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, not a bad place to be. With that, every sheet has now completed their 5th end. We're waiting for a measure over on sheet D to see what the score is this end. And we will have updates on all the games for you.
So co-commentator here is Gilad Kempenich, and is a family member with curling siblings and curling father, and working here out of Potomac, and he had a great opportunity this year to curl with a fledgling team, international competition, Team Israel.
Yeah,
Tell us a little
absolutely.
bit about
This year, for the first time ever, Israel was able to field a team for the European Championships of Curling. A few years ago, the federation existed, but there was no team, and so they were actually removed from the European Curling Federation for inactivity. So this year being the first one back, we were very excited to get out there and play some games. We went to the European C division, their lowest division.
You had some success at that event.
Absolutely, yeah. We got 2nd place there. We're able to qualify for the B division, the next division up. Just one short of the A division teams, those guys you see in the Olympics every 4 years, your Swedens and your Norways, and
Fantastic.
teams like that. So
Great
it was
experience.
a great experience going to the Netherlands for the C event and then to Switzerland for the B event. Got to meet a lot of great curlers, a lot of fun people, and great competition, of course.
Fantastic. You know, even at your club, wherever you are, and throughout, there's always people looking to compete. And in curling, at times you struggle for funding and for opportunities to go. Then if you are interested in being a supporter of any of these people, don't look any further than your home club. And someone will be there who's looking for help to move to the next level of curling. And if you can't find someone there, there's someone here in the GNCC that you can certainly do. And you should come out and try to find somebody, because as a supporter, you can make great things happen. Sixth end. We're starting to think about the final 3 ends here as we move forward. We've got a center guard thrown up, and we've got a corner guard, and once again we're playing inverted from our standard strategy, but that's okay. It seems to be working for these girls, and they're making good things happen.
Updates on scores after the 5th end. Sheet A, we had the Cape Cod rink I believe steal again. I'm trying to see. It looks like it was only 1 point, so they'll be up 7-1 after 5. They're just about finishing up the 6th end, too. Cape Cod throwing their last rock just now, and now Chesapeake will be throwing the hammer. So that game may be done soon. It looks like Cape Cod is sitting 1, so they may be getting off early. Here on B, we just saw a take of 1 by the Bucks County rink to go up 5-3. Over on sheet C, there was a steal of 1 for the Broomstones rink. They've now taken points in 3 ends in a row to flip the game around and go up 3-2. And over on D, we just had a measure that gave Linda Kirkman and our Potomac team 3 points to go up 8-6 now after 5.
Well played ends across the board. The Star rink out of Broomstones is showing a little bit of power here. They finally found their ice, they finally learned it, and they're moving forward. In this end without hammer, they're sitting 4 rocks, and they're down to skip stones. And it's going to be a challenge for the Potomac rink of Churlo to fight their way back in. A little bit of cleaning went on here in sheet B with a little bit heavier weight. Took away that center guard, and now we're going to try to use these corners that are left behind, set up something for our Celtic curling chicks. We're going to strengthen up this corner setup, make it a little bit wider. Opportunities for later in the end.
Yep, over on A, the 6th end just finished. It looks like Yellow stole 1 again, so they'll be up 8-1 after 6. It looks like they're deciding if they want to keep playing or if they'll be done now.
Every end is a practice end, too, so the more you learn the ice.
That's right. I think it looks like that's what they're saying. It looks like they just want to come out here and throw some rocks.
It's a great opportunity. Julie's thrown a nice draw that touches the 8-foot and sits on the center line. Works well without hammer. And Deborah's call is to maybe hit and roll on this. We've had success with this shot from Charlotte in the past. We're looking for rotation, so we're looking to see if she can, she's got the line, she's got the weight. Let's just see if her delivery gives it to her. And it's going to be what we've seen before. Maybe the sweepers can hold on to it. They are hammering it. Come on, Deborah calls for it. It's a wick hit, and it's going to be the, we'll take that from Deborah, that's what she says. Maybe not what we call it, but it works for us.
He's shaking her head a little bit at that, but whenever you can get a wick to take out an opponent's stone, you're usually pretty happy.
Give credit to the sweepers on that one. They held on for a positive result out
Absolutely.
of a shot that might have just gone through for nothing. Monica says, let's go ahead and hit this one. And have we really made it all the way to Vice Rocks at this point? Yeah, this is first Vice Rock for Amy.
Yeah, this end just flying by here as we get close to the end of the game.
She has her hit lined up. It's going to be successful. It looks like it may get that hit and the roll, not too much.
The roll looks like it's going a little too far, and it'll be out of play. So just really a peel of that rock in the top 12.
Okay, she's playing with the lead and a two-point lead, and without hammer, we'll get the rocks in play.
Yeah, Deborah will be just trying to get a rock behind one of her corner guards there, set up to take a deuce and tie the game here.
Even the run back of their yellow corner guard would be effective in this position. They're going to wreck with just a half a shot, so the run back won't happen, and they've got things set up. Center guard corner guard is locked in as a triangle out there with 3 rocks, and that's going to stay solid no matter what happens.
That's a surprising shot to me. You know, this Martin rink has been very, very good about switching the shot partway through when they don't think it's going to make it. So I'm kind of surprised they didn't realize that would overcurl a little bit.
They could have come up and just punched that one back in. That would have been a good plan B. Amy had success with her hit the last time, and she's going to do the same thing, but she'd like to stick around afterward. It's going to stick around for a center guard, and this one appears to be hitting and rolling, but staying in play just out to the west.
T-line. T-line.
Deborah makes a call to have Kathleen throw a T-line shot. Online with her early release, we're going to see how it goes.
Yes, I needed to touch the house, guys. I'm okay. I'll bring it. Yes. Yes, for line. Yes, for line. Yes, for line, girls. Come on. Come on, Shay. Come on.
Deborah drags this one in and is going to loosen up a few of those rocks out there in that corner guard and sit there in a dangerous position. If we've seen anything before, we think Monica's going to say,
You want to come behind it? Here?
they talked for a minute about whether to draw behind or whether just to hit clear, and with a lead and no hammer, they're going to play it safe. Monica puts down the broom and Amy replaces it, so it's hit weight on the ice. We have quite a large crowd, 67 people watching today on this draw, and I think that it's awfully great to see such a crowd follow along. I know there's a lot of supporters for each person who's out here, and Potomac, very proud of putting on this spiel, has quite a few viewers of their own, and it's nice to see. This hit is going to be well executed. Lead behind a guard. That's been really the problem for Deborah all game. A lot of red rocks in the front of the house that you have to either manage to get around, and she's done it again. So it's a good play out of an arena club, Bucks County. They've been established there since somewhere around 2010, and I think so that's 5 years old, and they've ready to make the transition to a dedicated ice facility, and I think we're going to see really good things coming out of this.
That's always great to see, moving to a dedicated facility. Much easier to get ice time, much higher quality ice generally, and usually you see a big uptick in the quality of play when you do that. Over on C, we have an update for you. We just finished the 6th end. It looks like Broomstones was able to steal 3, so that's 4 ends in a row they've been taking stones. They're now up 6-2, opening up a big lead with only 2 ends to play.
Deborah calls her shot, and I believe it's a draw through the port, but she's going to change her mind. So let's listen.
It's not that far off the house, right? Yeah, let's try to go yellow, red, yellow in, just on the house. And we don't bounce out too far, so let's try this. We need to catch it. We just need to go boom, boom, boom. So here, here. This doesn't help us really, just right about here. So I can't be too firm. Let's see, I think it's gonna hang here a little bit. Let's try that, okay?
So Deborah says that red-yellow combination worked so well for me in the last end. I'm going to try it one more time. This corner guard, like I said, all locked up on this side. Anything I can do to move that yellow rock in is going to be effective. 2-rock strategy. Get one in. Get my deuce with my second one. And we'll see if she can execute. I think if she hits this one anywhere, it's going to push that yellow one in, even really thin. So let's see if she can drop it in and keep covering. shot is away. It looks good. I believe the sweeper should come off of it. And we're going to look for it to dive back in. Ice is calling them off. Once you come outside here, the ice is just a little bit grabbier. And it's going to be a shot that hits the stone pretty much where she wanted to, but just not enough weight.
Yeah.
So she ends up just a hair light.
Really out here on these sides of the sheets, you really have to play it as if it's first end ice almost the entire game.
Plainfield has a long history of curling, one of the older clubs still operating in the GNCC. Two-sheet club, just on the outskirts of New York. The skyline's visible from the overpass if you get up there. And they've always turned out great competitive curlers. So if you're a 5 and under in that club, there's a lot of people that you can emulate, people that you can hang on to and move forward. Struggle to get ice time there at Plainfield with their two sheets, but good curling that comes out of there.
Okay. Give it a look at the hog line. Okay.
Lynn's got one rock left, and Monica's got one rock left, and she's going to throw it, I believe, to kind of either seal up that port or with the ice that she's got there, she's throwing T-line weight. She's going to promote that red that's sitting just to, as we look at it, the right side of the center line and push it back behind that large corner guard group. Discussing with her sweepers. We have the mic on Amy, so we're not going to be able to listen into what she's telling them. But I believe I'm about to throw a great shot. Just watch this. That's what most skips do. Try to find somebody else to blame their problems on. Throws away, and we're happy to fill up this port from the looks of things. We're just going to throw it so that yellow is stuck with their same problem they've had with rocks dead in the line to coming across the front of the house. This one does come in for a biter. Oh, it's actually going a little bit more. It got a little hurt at the end. Sits a little bit behind the guard, and the options at this point are for Deborah just to draw, to hit it. Most likely result of that would be that it would go out, and maybe she would go out as well with a blank end at this one. Not scoring two, we'd be happy with the blank. She's had success stealing rocks, though, so I think that maybe that may be another option for her. Rethinking, let's hear what she has to say.
Now let's come this way. Right here.
Thinking it over. Two options. Hitting that stone, right side, left side.
You know what? I'm making this too complicated. We just need full 8, right? Full 8. I'm right here. Let me just try to see if I can get the draw here or the draw squeak by. We'll see. And if I bump them, fine. Let's see.
The old adage is that skips draw for their points.
Yep.
And
trying to keep it simple here.
Deborah said that's what I'll do. I'll just draw one in here. I got to touch 8.
Now she's going out wide again, so we'll see how she's been struggling with that weight on the outsides of the sheet, so we'll see how this comes out.
The alarm bells are going off for the wide broom, but she's got it lined up, and late in the game, she may be finding her draw weight.
It looks like yes. I need a snip left down. It's got to get over. Is it over?
a little bit less means that she may be drawn to come inside. I mean, I don't like that wide broom. I'm going to try to draw through that little skinny port. We'll see how she does. Weight's away, a bit more weight than the last draw, which is what she's looking for, but this one may be just a little bit too much. The outer ice is grabbing it. Let's see if it pushes it back in toward the 8 foot.
And nope, we see her struggles on the outside there continue. She throws a little heavy and gives up the steal of 1 here in the 6th.
Difficult shot, but not an insurmountable lead. 3 points up for the Lynn team out of Bucks County. Martin out of Plainfield is going to have hammer, 7th end, down 3. Yes. Sometimes the games are limited in order to keep on the draw schedule. So at the appointed time, they will finish the end they're on and play one more. And the possibility is that the 7th end may be the last end for this game. So in which case, that's a hefty idea to get 3 points in this end.
Yeah, with the way they threw this rock, I would think either they were trying to get it out right before the time limit hit, or this really is just the last end, and she's thrown it through.
And that is an effort to keep all games in line, all games scheduled going forward, and a good way to plan. And they've done a fantastic job. They started maybe 5 minutes late in this draw, which is as much as you could ask for on days like this. So let's hope that they can do well and get this next end in and get their 3 points.
Absolutely. So we'll see this first shot here. They really need this guard. Anything in the house is going to be hit by the Bucks County rink. So my prediction, we'll see a corner guard here. We'll see another rock thrown through by Bucks County, and then we'll see Plainfield try to draw behind their own guard, try to set themselves up to take a few points.
Beverly's thrown just where the skip Deborah Martin asked for it. A nice tight corner guard. And the aggressive Monica Lynn says, I'll draw right in behind you. Sometimes the best defense is a good offense. Oh. And we're going to go curl the other way. So we're just going to put one in, see how it goes. Not hiding behind that one gives her a chance to take it out a little bit later. And there's definitely a strategy for going to the opposite side of the sheet. This one ends up just a hair short, and we're going to remain as another guard. Well wide, though, probably not too effective.
As our games are coming to a close, let me give you an update on all the games we have going on right now. Sheet A, we have the 7th end just completed another steal for the Cape Cod rink. They are now up 9-1. It looks like they'll just be throwing the rocks back down, get a little extra practice in. Here, our featured game, we just saw another steal by the Bucks County rink, now up 3. We believe it's the last end. We'll have to get a clarification from one of the organizers on that. Sheet C, we have quite the game going on. After 6, we have it 6-2, it looks like. Broomstone's up on Potomac. On sheet D, we have them finishing up the 6th end now. But after 5, the score is 8-6, with the Kirkman rink out of Potomac beating the Sheffer rink.
It looks like red is going to score 2 in this end to tie the game up. So D is going to go at least to another end, to the 7th end, all tied at 8. Getting back to the game at hand, we have a miss on that peel, and that is opening the door for scoring more points. So we have one in the house. We're going to try to use our corner guard with a draw in behind. If we happen to hit that center line, that's going to be okay. We'll get a little split off of it. Charlotte's been a nice thrower of the weight. It's been almost always accurate, and sometimes the line's been hard, so this one looks good. I think that they're going to miss that guard and curl on in. Let's see if they can get a counter here. Yeah, they have two in the house now, right, Dal? A little bit covered, maybe not by too much, but a little bit covered. Maybe a quarter rock covered.
And like we predicted, we've got just hits coming out of the ring from Bucks County. So the way they're playing this, I do think this will be our last end. As Eric explained earlier, we have our time limit here to keep all the draws going on time. The same limit we'll see happen over on sheet D as well. They just finished up their sixth end. We'll have a score as soon as they put it up on the board.
Julie made her second shot there. Peeled out the center line shot that was counting and happened to roll over, frozen to the yellow on the outside. Charlotte throws her draws, wants to stay same side. The under rotation will make this one curl a lot already. So she's looking to promote the corner guard that they have there. If she has the weight, she'll kick that one back into the house. They're on line, but over curling just a bit. They're all going to end up in a little group.
Hey, Kathleen.
Let's see if we can. I heard the straight song was there.
Mm-hmm. Amy with lots of little songs to remind her what she's doing on all her shots. Very entertaining to listen to.
Yes, Ron! Yep. Yes, Ron! Yep. Yep. Like. Yep. Yes. Let it go. No, I think it picked
That
up
one,
something.
she was a little too concerned about the line. Sometimes when you put some brain power toward the line, we forget about the weight part of it, and that usually starts coming together as you have a little bit more experience. So Amy's working on that, and we've seen great shots. I'm sure we'll see more. Kathleen says it's time to pour it on, and we're going to put another rock in the house.
Absolutely. They really have to get their three this end, so any of those rocks need to be coming in.
Kathleen came out just a hair narrow and has a chance to wreck on some of the stuff out there on the left-hand side.
Looks like she's a little bit light as well, so that'll just stay up as a guard. You know, guard's not terrible here for them. They really need the stuff to stay behind. Want to keep three rocks in the house, but they need to get those rocks in at some point. Have to find a way to score some points.
And line it up.
There we go. We hear her reminding herself to line it up and throw the right weight this time. So.
You get the chance to throw the same shot twice. It's often an advantage. And she lined this one up. Compensating now with the new weight. And she's throwing it in. Throw a bit more weight, and she's going to make it into third shot. So she touched the paint, but not enough to score at this point.
Now that's an interesting shot bid just threw to me. I think that really you want to keep your rocks out of the way there. Just having that rock there gives the other team something to put behind it, some space behind to put. They can go to the outside of the 4 foot there. It's definitely curling enough from right to left to to get behind that rock. So they'll look here to put a second rock in and keep it guarded. Oh, my mistake. It looks like they're just going towards the other side.
They called the split.
Yeah, they'll just be splitting the house.
A 12-foot corner guard out there is going to be a little bit of cover for a rock that's thrown into the outside, and if that hangs in there, it's going to be.
It does hang. It looks like to be the third rock to me.
Yeah, I think it's just outside of where it needs to be. It's hard to say. Our angles are not always dead straight.
That is true. We're looking at that same bullseye camera from above that you guys see after each shot as well. So.
Do you want to tap back or do you want to draw behind? Okay.
If I get into it, there's the most speed. I
Yeah.
take them out. Now, if I don't, I take us out. Come here. Red. All right, I'm going to come around. I can use that as my last shot.
Okay.
Now, as I said earlier, I'm still really surprised that they're going for this rock over here. The rock that was just thrown is still a little bit open. There's a lot of space between that guard and that rock. They could probably get to it with a little bit lighter weight hit. At this point in the game, up 3, you know, I would usually like to see them hitting any of the opponent's rocks. Rocks that aren't in can't score.
Yeah. The call here is for the draw. If I promote my center line guard up, that's going to be okay. Anything to become shot rock, and offense is defense.
It will be the draw behind, it looks like, for red, so.
Hanukkah throws. The ice has been slowing down just a little bit as the draws continue, so.
Sweeper's on it right away.
That ends up just as a 1 guard, so we've sealed off a little bit of the 4 foot, a little bit of the scoring area, but we're going to have a chance.
But again, leaving space for yellow to draw behind and be guarded.
Deborah's taking a look at trying to remove that red rock and perhaps bring that rear 12-foot rock into a scoring position, but it's very difficult to do. We can score 3 with the rock that's in play and 2 more in her hand. And
that's right.
If that's the goal, then that's what we should be throwing.
Yeah,
so,
I'd like to see her try the draw here.
Appears to be lining it up. Let's see what she has to say.
Let me try this draw here. See if I can do it. Right in here. Let's get to the 4 foot. Let's go here. We've been playing around here, so just try to get to the 4 foot.
Majority of these rocks have overcurled across the center line, so she's sitting right at the edge of the 8 foot. So we're looking for about 4 feet of curl here to be hidden behind that center guard.
We actually have an update for you over on sheet D. They finished up the 6th end. Their 7th end will also be their last one in a tied game right now, 8-8. So that one will go down to the wire, it looks like.
Deborah lines up to make her delivery, and her draw is on the way. Gonna have to get on that one.
That one looks even a little bit lighter than the last rock that we saw, so they'll try to be on that all the way. Really need to get it at least to touch the 8 foot.
The line is great.
Oh, holding it off that guard.
By.
Oh, and they just tick it.
The weight looked pretty good. It must have been just a little inside on the line, because
Yeah.
even with that nip, they ended up there just on top of the house.
And with that missed shot, this end becomes quite the uphill battle now.
I am 90% certain.
As they're discussing whether or not that shot is
Definitely.
counting in the back and taking another look at it.
I don't have to be shot. I just have to guard.
Where do you want to put the guard at?
This call.
Okay. I just don't want you to knock the yellow in. Okay. Okay.
A common situation in this game has been red rocks out front, and Monica would be happy with yet another one.
Although I don't know how much it helps her all that much over here. Yellow on their last rock are going to have to try either a split on, or they're going to have to try to move that red rock to try to get 3. So I would almost rather guard the double that's open on the left side of center there, because the draw that she's guarding now is not gonna have a good result for them, for yellow regardless. So.
You saw Deborah with an excellent shot already, one of the better ones of the event, and she'll have one lined up for her last shot.
Absolutely.
As well.
It'll be interesting to see her try probably this double through a port.
Yeah, putting this one in the house may take that away. If you give up 2, it's still a win.
That's right. Over on sheet A, the game just officially ended. We have a victory by Cape Cod over Chesapeake.
I think we have guard weight coming out of her hand, and they're sweeping to make sure.
Really make sure that gets in.
I guess they.
It looks like they're almost just guarding the split, so.
They felt like that split was a dangerous enough option, and they come up just hogging it. So just a little short. Maybe that will talk Deborah into throwing that split, but.
Yeah, so we'll see if she tries the split or if she tries this double on the 2 red rocks.
Pretty long split.
The double would also be very difficult, though. I'm not sure that that yellow would stay in, that red is frozen on.
There's a round of applause. You may hear them in the background for completing games and coming in off the ice. If you've been reluctant to come to one of these events because somebody said it was competition and you didn't think you were ready, I will tell you that it's a congenial atmosphere that is encouraging for everyone, and the participation is what is most appreciated, not necessarily your ability to throw these high-level shots. You'll see a few of them, but we're really looking for people to come out and join the curling community.
Straight back here. Straight like that. Ha! That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Come here, Kathleen. I'm gonna raise. I mean, I don't think I can't just pop that one in, and I don't see how I make the split, do you?
I would try that over this.
Well, what would you call though? How would you get that rock and the one I throw to get in the house? I need both of them in. How do you do it though? If you like that shot better, how do you do it? Yeah. And when I hit this rock so that happens, this rock, yep. And if I hit this rock, it goes this way, yeah. And if I come out this way, this one, I don't see how I get them both in. So that being said, hold on.
Now this is one of those times where I would love to have a little pen to draw on this screen for you. See what lines we could try to call here. This is going to be a very complicated shot they're discussing. Looks like they're looking at a few promotes. I don't think the straight double is there. I think you would end up rolling over the other red instead of hitting it out. But that yellow into that pocket may be their best shot. You try to squirt that red out a little bit to the left and have the yellow roll in to about the 8 foot, hopefully leaving you with 3. So
Yeah, the double. It's going to be an attempt at the double, whether it's via the run back or the straight throw, one or the other. And Kathleen is doing her best effort to make sure that she can throw a shot that's in her repertoire, something that she can throw. But she's shown us good things already.
oh, sorry, Eric. I did not mean that double on the run back. I was saying that you could maybe get that rock, the yellow one furthest to the right, almost straight back, a little bit left of nose. Hit that red rock, that second shot, a little bit on the right, and try to squirt it out a little bit over into 12.
That's all you need. That
You
would do.
don't. You don't have to move it a lot. It looks like.
No. And it would be. Yeah, you wouldn't. It'd be very close. She's back to looking at the straight hit. Super thin on the outside one, and redirect it over into punching that red one out. Let's see if it makes it happen. This would earn her an extra end. A chance to say, I'm not done yet.
Play the full 8, really. And here she comes. It looks like she's finally decided. So from the weight here, it looks like she may be trying the run back.
I'm trying to double out those reds.
Yep, there you go. So you hear her saying she's trying to double them
I
out.
have no clue if that's going to happen for us or not. So if I go this way, it's going to move to the inside, okay? I have no idea. I wish I could tell you. This is me grasping at straws.
If she's just going for the straight double here, I would want to see her try it from left to right a little better, I think. I think with coming from this side, she may roll over the other red.
It's a very tough shot. I think
Absolutely.
You got to hit it super thin, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And she's enlisted her team to help her. Sometimes these are very much team shots. The thrower, the sweepers.
Looks like she's just coming with a straight hit, no promote.
Let's go to plan B.
And they've switched the shot. They're on that, their own guard. Oh!
Redirect.
They tap a red, but not quite enough. They leave red with 1 to finish the game, it looks like.
Valiant effort, and that was well done from them. And they should be proud of their performance.
Absolutely, a great showing.
Handshakes are coming out, and it's a victory for Bucks County.
Very strong showing at the end of the game, taking points in the last 3 ends to finish with the win.
So this is the second win for Monica Lynn, and this will move Deborah Martin's rink out of Plainfield into the B event. But the curling will go on, and there's lots more to win and lots more to do as the week goes on. I believe over on sheet D, that was a victory for Potomac team of Linda Kirkman.
You know, I'm not sure. We'll have to get score updates from people on these last 2 games. We just missed the last shot over on C and D. They happened almost at the exact same time as our sheet. So we'll get you updates on those 2 games right away, and we'll be signing off until the next draw.
But that's what we saw, and we did appreciate you tuning in and hanging out for us. We're trying to get those updates before we go away, and we'll let you know here in just a moment. But tune in. There'll be much more webcasting and much more broadcasting coming out from the Potomac Curling Club, and we hope to see you on the computer as the week goes on. So it appears that the Broomstones ring, Team Star, took the victory on Team C with a either a 2. Oh, hang on, we're getting the confirmation here. Either a 2 or a 3 in the last end. I think it must have been a good play here to get the win there for Team Star. Started out slow. No, I'm sorry, they did not have to steal that many. They were ahead going into the last end with the hammer, and they held out the win, so that was good. And sheet D was Linda Kirkman with the victory, is that right? We don't know yet for sure, but that's what we think we saw. And with that, we're going to tell you that it's time to sign off. Thanks a lot for hanging in there with us. Look for
Our
another draw starting soon.
Our next draw will be at 4 p.m. Well, I guess it's 4 now, so our next draw is going to be as soon as we get the ice ready here. I believe we'll have 2 new commentators for you, and they'll sign on in just a little bit. So it's been wonderful watching the curling with you.
Thank you
Enjoy
very
your
much.
Friday.
Gilad Kempenich, Eric Clausen, Hunter Clausen here on the operator stick, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.